All right, I wanted to start a new series focused on building practice plans and how I would do it if I was coaching a youth team. This is going to be an example of an offensive zone day practice. I think it's really good to have themes through your practices so you can keep the kids engaged and tie everything in that you're doing for the full 60 minutes into whatever your focus is. And so, offensive zone day, here's how I'd build it. The first thing I would do is I'd stimulate some sort of idea through a game. And the important thing on this, I wouldn't tell the kids why we're doing this game, what we're working on. I would just explain the game and let them play. Um, After the game is done, you can ask the players, what do you think we're working on there? To kind of get a sense of where they're at, where their heads are at, and also just get some engagement back from them. The second thing I would do, skill development, individual skill development is still super important. So I would build some pods or stations that are working on technical skills, whether that you want to do a skating station, you want to do a stick handling station, just so we're getting those touches. But I would also do a skill station that's maybe if we're doing offensive zone, maybe something where you're shooting off the pass, since we know most goals are scored off the pass in hockey. So I would do that for 15 minutes or so, buzz right through it, and then I would get into the teaching area of the practice. So this is where things are going to slow down a little bit. You don't need very much time, but and when we go through these drills, the main focus of the drills that we're showing in this are obviously offensive zone play, but specifically in our O-zone cycle progression, how we don't want to support the puck in the corner. So taking 4 or 5 minutes of explaining why we don't want to support the puck in the corner and what the defense can do when we do that will go a long way just to clearly explain to the kids. Then I'd build a very simple progression that builds up to real live gameplay. And you'll see that with our offensive zone cycle progression. Starts off very simple, isolating the reads, and then eventually advances into second and third versions. And then I would always finish with small area games that tie into your focus. Again, this is an offensive zone day. You'll see these two small area games have a lot to do with that. And um, you know, we always want our small area games to have some sort of constraints, some sort of teaching aspects, and we use those constraints to um, force the kids to problem solve, first of all, but second of all, so we have easy teaching moments as the game gets going. So again, this is how I build an offensive zone day practice. Definitely can work for half ice practice. The video that follows is my voiceover explaining all of these drills that I have listed here. All right, here's a drill. Wanted to share a really good possession drill. I originally got it from the Chicago Steel, the USHL, and I think they got it from the Man City English Premier League soccer team, actually. So soccer possession drills are a good place to look if you're looking for something new. This is going to simulate some offensive zone concepts for us. The whole goal of the game is to make interior passes, meaning inside of this circle right here. If you're on offense, make an interior pass to your teammate, and then your teammate inside the circle needs to make a pass to a different teammate outside of the circle for 1 point. The rules are and you'll see how this kind of goes, but once I blow the whistle and I send a puck out here, white and blue are going to race for it on the next rep. Whoever wins that race is going to start on offense, and like I said, they need to make an interior pass and then a pass out to somebody else. If you're on offense, the defending team cannot go in the circle. So as we roll this here, white makes one pass, that's 1 point. And we want to make sure we're not making force plays. So this white player does a really good job of finding his release off the boards to easy outlet right there. If your player, and we'll see some example of some force plays of what I mean by that, but if he was to turn on his backhand here and try to make a pass through, back to the center or back to this guy, that would be a force play, meaning through defenders and not easy outlets around. So white makes a good play, and then we switch sides. So that's really something important in offensive zone play too. Being able to switch sides of the rink to make the defense scramble, not keeping the puck on one portion of the rink. Then that's a force play, not a good play. So new rep, we're going to race for the puck here. White's going to get it, so they're automatically on offense. To get on offense, blue needs to pass to me, and then I'll give it back to blue, and then they're on offense. So white's still on offense here. Good release. Good pass into the middle. Now he's got time. Because he knows nobody can defend this, he can possess this puck in here and look for 1 point. Somebody new goes in the circle. Good changing of sides. Really good rep by White here. One more. I'm going to race for the puck. White's going to get it again. Interior play. White needs to support this puck here. Good job changing sides. They try for a one touch. Don't hate the idea. Blue's getting it. I still can't get it to me. Interior play. He can hold it. Force. Not a good play. Again, blue hasn't really got on offense there, so that point wouldn't count, but I like the idea. Next rep, white gets it. That's a force, not a good play. Alright, blue's going to get it to me. Should get it back to blue here. Yep, so blue's on offense. Nice play. He can possess, find a new guy. So you see how it kind of goes. I mean, I think this is the third or fourth time that we've done this drill. When you start it with your teams, it'll look ugly, and that's okay. We want to have teaching moments of force plays and where our outlets are and working to support the puck, and then our offensive zone concepts of interior plays and changing sides. So yeah, that's called Man City 4-on-4. Great drill to do right at the start of practice for sort of a problem-solving drill and possession drill. All right, this is offensive zone cycle progression number 1. This is kind of the first step that you can do with your team to work on some concepts that I've talked a lot about before. Basically, the main thing we're working on is we're teaching habits of not supporting the puck in the corner. So I've outlined what the corner I consider to be the corner, and I call it the graveyard or the cemetery for a reason. I think offensive plays go to die when we have the puck there, and the reason is defending teams. When the puck is in the corner, they can have all 5 of their players in that quadrant of the ice. And now we're not usually going to have our offensive D down that low, so they're probably going to outnumber us, and it's likely going to end up in a turnover. So what we want to do when the puck is in the corner is get it out somehow, and we can do that through obviously rolling up the wall with the puck. So this is going to isolate that skill and those reads. A lot of kids have been taught over the years that when your teammates rolling up the wall with the puck, see a lot of players will vacate the front of the net and support the puck in the corner. Now, we've lost a net front guy, and again, we're supporting a puck in an area that we don't want it. So, my opinion, it's useless to do that. So, basic drill setup, you're going to have a player in the corner with the puck. He's going to roll up the wall, and the coach is going to provide pressure on him. And our net front guy is going to read off of that. So, he's going to skate up the corner or up the wall with the puck, and our coach is going to provide pressure, either low pressure or high pressure. And based off this, the puck carrier can do a couple different things. If the coach provides low pressure, we want this player to keep his feet moving, attack the seam, and get a shot on net. If the coach tries to cut the top and force him back down the wall, we want to see this player cycle the puck all the way so it changes sides, and our net front guy can retrieve it and find his teammate out front for a goal. So basically, when we sometimes do have to cycle pucks, but we want our cycles to end up in a spot that is all the way on that other side of the post. So we call that changing sides, and the puck ends up in an area that's behind the net, and a lot of goals are originated from that area. So if we do have to cycle the puck, we want that cycle to be hard so our net front guy can obviously retrieve this, and then after he's retrieved it, he can pass it out front for this cycle guy. So a couple different reads, very simple setup, but a lot of teaching aspects of why we want to do this, and I'll show a next progression in the next drill that will turn this into a live 2-on-2 hockey type situation. All right, this is offensive zone cycle progression number 2. Like I said in the first progression, we're basically isolating and teaching why we want to have certain routes and certain principles that we play and try to create offense with. This next progression basically turns it into a live 2-on-2 after, and coaches have options if they want to script the first part of this drill. So what I mean by that is basically you're just going to have a player in the corner with the puck and a high player on offense, and then 2 O's defending. You could start these O's on a knee. You can move them closer. You can move them further back. Whatever you want to work on, you have options. What I mean by scripted is we can have a set play right off this initial attack, and then we can let this 2-on-2 play out organically. One of the options, I'll give 2 options of scripted plays that you could try. The first one being, as this player on the whistle, as this player rolls up the wall, he's going to gain inside ice position, and then we're going to do a scissor cycle with our high player. So again, that's something you'd probably script to your players. This is what we're going to work on to start this 2-on-2 off. You're going to get inside position, you're going to scissor it, and then you're going to attack the net with that play. Something else you could do is, again, working on a read of this puck carrier. You could have this puck carrier carry the puck up the wall and not get inside position, so he's really against the wall. Maybe you start this defender really close to him, so he doesn't really have any room to gain that inside position. So if he has board position, then we're gonna want our high player to slash to the middle of to the middle ice, and then we can make reads off of that. So those are 2 good ones to read your puck carrier, whether he has inside ice position and there's space on the boards, or there's no inside position, and we're going to slash through that center ice to either draw a defender to us, create confusion, and stuff like that. So again, you can script the first part of this drill into whatever you want to do. You could put this offensive player net front, and you could have a defending player right on him, make your reads off of that, but just simple 2-on-2 here that starts with something scripted and then turns into organic 2-on-2 battle. All right, this is the final offensive zone cycle progression. So in the final progression, we're basically going to turn this into a small area game. Obviously, we all love small area games. When we put constraints on them, there's a lot of good teaching that can come out of it. And so the constraints we're going to put on this game is it's going to be a 3-on-2 keep away game until we hear a double whistle, and then we can attack. There's two more restraints. There's a border kind of in this small area behind the net that's on the opposite side of the ice. Probably goes up just past the top of the circles over to the boards. And basically that's our boundary for the game. And so we're going to try to play keep away 3-on-2 inside this area. The other constraint boundary wise is once this drill starts, we're not allowed to support pucks in the corner like we talked about before in the graveyard. So as we roll up the wall, we can't have anybody making passes into this area, leaving the puck in that area for any reason. Like we worked on in the first progression, if we do have to cycle the puck, we're going to make sure that it ends up behind the net, out of the graveyard, possibly changing sides in that small area behind the net. So you can set this boundary however you want. Sometimes I've seen coaches put a couple tires down here and some tires up here and tires up here, but another good way is to use some spray paint right when you get on the ice. If you know you're going to do this drill, you could spray paint both these boundaries and then let the ice settle in after that, and that works really good. So again, it's probably going to start off with skating the puck up the boards, rolling up the boards, and then our other players have to make reads on that. So we could do a scissor cycle. We could do a scissor cycle. We could do a slash. This guy can come back up. This guy can go to net front. The other thing that I would stress when you do this is we're making sure that all of our offensive players are moving the entire time. If you're in net front and you're there for more than 2 or 3 seconds, you got to figure out another place to go, whether that's bumping up into the bumper support or supporting on the half wall, whatever the case may be. Supporting behind the net is okay if that's what the read calls for. But again, it's keep away until we hear a double whistle, and then we're gonna try to make 1 or 2 passes and attack as quick as we can. All right, so this is a small area game. I call it line to the puck because the emphasis we're working on is getting body position. We talk a lot with our players about winning the line to the puck. So getting that first step and getting inside body position so you can win a 50-50 puck. So the way it's set up, there's one team lined up on the left side of the dot, kind of on both sides, as you can see at the X's and O's here. For this example, we're going to start the drill on the left side every single time. So the coach will lay a puck just to the top of the circles, and then we're going to have our first one-on-one actually race and battle for this puck. The puck will be right here, and let's say the O's win the puck. So this O is going to get complete control. Basically, we're going to have the O's get another player from this line now. So they can attack right away. They can go right to the net, score. It's a quick attack 2-on-1. Either the puck is going to end up in the back of the net, or it's going to go 10, 15, 20 seconds, and the coach is going to blow a whistle. And at that point, we have our X and our 2 O's that are in here playing their 2-on-1. On the whistle, they have to skate to the boards on the left side. And we want to do this to ensure that, because at the same time, we're going to lay a puck out on this side, and we're going to start our next one-on-one battle. So we want to get these players out of the way, so we do that by just having them tag the boards on the left, so we can have an isolated one-on-one here. Same thing. if the X's win this puck right here, basically they're gonna get another X to join into that play. So if the X's win this puck, they're gonna have another X join, and then it's gonna end up being a 3-on-3. Now if the O's win that puck, that second puck, the O's will get another player. So we'll have the O player jump in. At that point, it's going to be a 4-on-2. So again, working on line to the puck, winning those one-on-one battles, and then quick attack after you do win it. And one other thing, when this does become a 3-on-3 or 4-on-2, either team can score. They just will have to make one pass to each other inside the zone. So the 2-on-4 team here, if they won the puck and they made a pass to each other, they could score. So the change of possession happens on making a play. All right, here's another small area game that has some constraints to it that we're going to really use a lot to work on offensive zone play. I call it high ice exchanges, small area game. You can call it whatever you want. It's basically a 4-on-4 game with some constraints to it. The first one being that when it doesn't matter who's on offense, and I'll explain how you get on offense a little bit later, but it doesn't matter who's on offense. Each team has to play in what we call high ice. So this boundary right here is going to be our high ice area. Now, if your team is on offense, so let's say X's have the puck, they can exchange with whoever's in high ice. So let's say we dump the puck in and X gets the puck and they're on offense, and we make a pass up to this player in high ice. If this player skates with the puck down here, that's totally fine. Just within 2 or 3 seconds, they need a player to fill that space in the high ice. So basically what we're working on in this game is activating our D or whoever's in our high ice. It could be our F3, allowing them the freedom to go down and teaching the responsibility that somebody has to backfill that space. Now, if you're on defense, you have to stay in this high ice area. So they can't, let's say this X player is going to carry the puck down. This player that's defending him cannot follow him down the board. So the other O's in the zone have to sort that out, which is good for the defensive side of the puck too. Being able to communicate which man is yours and problem solve that way. The last rule in this game is in order for a goal to count, so again, the X's are on offense. In order for a goal to count, you need a player in the net front area, which I've drawn here. So again, spray paint would work really good for this to mark these borders. If you don't have spray paint or a marker or anything, just tell the players, 5 or 10 feet inside the blue line is what we're going to consider high ice, and anywhere around the net is going to be our net front area. To get on offense, when we dump the puck in, this coach, whoever gets it first is going to start on offense. If the defending team gets it and makes a play to one of their teammates that's inside the game, the possession is going to change to the O's. So they just need to make one pass, then they're on offense, then they can get into their exchanges, whatever the case may be. So great game here. We've done a lot with the high school program lately, just teaching how to utilize this high ice area in order to make plays, and teaching our defensemen, again, this is a positionless game. Everyone's playing offense, everyone's playing defense, but utilizing this high ice area and then also having a net front guy in order for a goal to count.